It's odd. There's not a lot I can do out here. I can plant more stuff between here and the view, right? Do I want to do that? Well, it's a really nice spot, and I haven't decided what to do with it yet. There's too many factors to talk about with that. A more interesting building nearby to talk about is this one. That's the structure of the doghouse. It is a concrete post framework for a building. Well, I like that it's big and blocky and simple. I'm worried about it structurally. It has wood beams at the top. Those are very well connected. We wrap the rebar around them and stuff. And the problem is I thought I was going to put in a second floor, but everybody I've talked to, people who don't know what they're talking about, but neither do I, say that if I put beams up there and a flooring in, that it would be too heavy on the building. I think it'd be too heavy. I don't know if that's true. You can see the building right here. Are these thick enough? What's going to happen in an earthquake? There is a concrete posts on it, and I don't know if there's a stone base. Normally we would do a stone base on something like this, so I'm quite certain we have it. Yeah, there's a stone base down there. So there is a footer on it that connects it all. So I feel like it should be pretty strong. I think at this point my plan is to leave it pretty open, unless some engineer tells me I can do something with it. But I like the idea of covered spaces, and I like the idea of high roofs. And this could also have a fire in it. It could have a fire just to the side of one of the beams. It could have a fireplace built in. And we could then wonder what its future is. And what I'm thinking is, what's going to go next to it? Because I know that this direction over here, going towards the road, going towards Bad Bend and the road that goes up, I want to build buildings in here. It's a really good spot for it. It's not great for collecting solar energy, which sucks. But other parts of this building could have solar hot water heaters built in. I mean, this tree is kind of big. I don't want to cut it. It's so cool. It's going to fall over someday anyway. So I guess I could it's going to fall that way. So I can still build a building over here. Although still, I just don't trust pine trees at all. They've just fallen stuff, And in a big storm, they start wiggling around, and who knows which way they're going to start cracking. And then boom, there's this big cracking tree falling to the ground. Sometimes storms are pretty intense. They're great. Anyway, on this, what I would do is suggest putting a solar lighting system in. I could hook it in the main system, but I want to experiment with remote systems anyway. And if I can get the brightest, largest solar-powered thing I can, and what it needs to do is have a panel and then a cable that hooks to a light somewhere else. Now, that light's actually going to be really close to the panel in some cases. I want to put a couple of them in so the light balances out. Maybe 3 would be minimum to get it so it doesn't look like lights coming from here and lights coming from here. And I want them kind of up, and I want them to be stronger than normal because I need them to light further down. All has to be warm lighting. This opens up this spot for some better use. It has a fence around it to keep dogs out or in. It's only been really used to keep them in. But I can also move internet to here. So that which is really potentially a great thing, where around it, this is really the thing, is what gets built around it is what matters. We've started digging the ground out here to make this level, and that's a very good idea because we want level spots associated with this building, right? We want sitting spots outside and inside. We want to clean up all this area to see what's going to happen in the future. And I'm kind of imagining that buildings that are enclosed get built next to this. And it depends, what height, I don't know yet. I'm confused. It doesn't do any rain capture right now. These should have gutters put on them, all of them. And they should be metal gutters, like high quality, big square metal gutters. I'm sick of shitty rain capture. The other reason to capture rain really well right here is because we have spots down slope where we can put water. I mean, we have a lot of spaces where we can start to store water in large tinacos, large black water containers down this slope, and then use that for other things below. It's not maybe the most important spot, but it's an exciting spot because it's so different than everywhere else, except it's exactly like the rooster house by the chicken coop, because I did exactly the same thing there. These were built as a framework for unknown development. And I, have different thoughts for the rooster house. But this is a dog house, and it's available. Again, it's close to electricity and internet. I mean, we can have electricity and internet, and that's what makes it the most rare thing. Of course, later, the idea is we'll put electricity over there, but it'll still have it then. Doesn't matter. This is always going to be a central hub. I shouldn't say it. It will always be. The reason it's a central hub right now is because there's internet here. And it's the only spot with it. So once we have internet in more places, which, if I don't know how to do that. I bought 2 white boxes from the same company that made this box up there. And then I tried to connect the lodge in there, but the software is too confusing for me. They do not have a cool wizard where you say, oh, I see another thing. Should I say hi to it? Do you trust this thing? Oh, what number is the thing? And stuff like that. Instead, they just, you got to fill out this crap. I don't know the answers to any of the questions it asked me. I'm not a network technician or something. So I do need help on that, actually. I need advice, and then someone to actually do it, probably. I could have spent 3 or 4 hours doing it, and maybe I'd be really happy, because then I would have the whole lodge available with internet. It'd be great. But I haven't done it. So everybody's got their strengths and interests in what they do, and I do not want to do that. So I need somebody else, or I need money so I can pay someone else. There's people I could probably call to help me. But I don't just want to get to the lodge. I want to increase general coverage. And so I need to figure out, what are the best, wireless routers. And also I need better service, so I need Skynet or something, because I just don't have the bandwidth anyway. The other question I have, this is an interesting question, is what can I do with internet locally on site? And I have a lot of smart friends, and some of them I think have worked on this kind of thing. Like, can I set up my own network? Can I have, just like a company would, an internal network of wireless things connected to each other, passwords on different ones of them, resources you can share and servers and stuff. That would be pretty great. And do I need to run fiber optic to get that around, or do I do wireless, or yeah, I guess there's multiple questions there. One of it's coverage of a private network, and the other is how to share resources on a private network. Can I have a private internet radio station? Could people be broadcasting audio to each other at high speed, and we use it like a phone system? Better than a walkie-talkie. Anybody can talk to anybody, all off of the phone system. The phone does work here, and many people are used to using the phone. I just don't like somebody else's system, and you got to pay for it and stuff. And so setting up an internal network would be just awesome. I guess it's fine if people use the phone networks, but yeah, I wonder about that, because it'll also be faster probably, right? Because I don't have outgoing bandwidth, but then I could have fast bandwidth internally, and people could even see each other's data better. For example, I don't know how you share things on phones very well, but if I have my stuff on a PC and I shared that as a server out, then other people could copy my footage. And that might be the easiest way to share files, because I want us to edit each other's stuff. Oh, this is really nice out. Now I just turned around. See that? This is warm light, cold light, and I'm backlit. That's the real problem. So we'll do this. It's still warmer in the direction of the sun, quite a bit, significantly warmer. And so some sets actually could be oriented to the sun. So when you think about sets, right? We want them to be useful in all directions, potentially. We can just consider all directions, but there's a real benefit towards facing the sun, so then I would maybe want the set behind me here. Although anything we build should be a set on all sides anyway, so whatever, it doesn't really matter. So, Bosque Village as a set design. Set design is actually something people say they do. It's really interesting. I don't know what a set designer would advise me on this kind of place. I would love some advice. I've shown off the place in a lot of videos, talked about what I have and what I don't have, and ways of filming, methods of filming that fit into a low energy location that is kind of remote, with certain social goals to produce propaganda that saves the damn world. It's a fun goal. This is a great little Capitoline here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stalks on it, and it has the main stalk here, the big one, and then it's got this one which is almost as big. These can be wrapped around each other in almost any way we want, and it will look cooler later than it will otherwise. That's very simple. Now it's in a spot where it could get run over, but it could take 5-10 minutes at most to weave that together, trying not to break the branches and seeing what you can get away with. Maybe use some string, and that could end up being this amazing artwork. It just looks like a stupid capoline at the moment. I'm just about to machete it down probably, but it could actually be an amazing thing. We're laying in the middle of tons of green resources that have the power of massive life, and even this whole forest out here, I did not create. The system that exists here is creating it, and I'm influencing it, pushing it in directions that I happen to like better. So yeah, here comes the moon, and now there's a nice little shimmer of cloud across in front of it. I wouldn't say shimmer, haze. It's not really haze. What is it? I don't know what do you call that, but it's called cirrus clouds. Why do I know that? No, I think cirrus, well, they might be cirrus. I don't know what else they'd be. No, cumulus, cirrus, cumulonimbus or something. I don't know, big clouds or something. The clouds don't even know their own names. Doesn't matter if I know them. Not a cloud scientist. We trimmed this tree over here at the view today. We, meaning you guys helped me out. I just said what I wanted. You couldn't walk around here below it before, and we did not reduce its volume very much, but now you can go all the way around it. So we've cleared a ton of space here. I mentioned earlier, what should I do in here, and I just don't know. One problem is that it's a highly functional space, and I actually have a van that needs a van covering to park under, and so it's tempting. I mean, this sounds kind of bad, but put a carport here. It doesn't have to be much. It just has to keep the rain off. I would like it if it hides the car, but then it has to be wider, and then you have to do more work to get into it and do things, and that's a bummer too. So what do? Well, we could just make a covering. Also, maybe it's a bad place for the car. You know, maybe we have places that are load and unload spots, and then we park actually cars in places they don't look as ugly. Cars are not pretty. I mean, you know, I like that they do things for me, and I admire beautiful cars. There are some beautiful cars. I would love to have a more useful car, which is my definition of beauty when it comes to cars. But I think maybe that's the answer is, should you park it here? No. This is a high use, very important area. I think maybe it's unload, load zone, load, unload, whatever. And I don't know where, like if there was 10 cars here right now, I could park them all over. But like, I actually need a place on the mesa right now where people park their cars. I need a few spots that are close in because I have such low population, doesn't matter. But as the population increases and this use of this increases for things like video, we don't want cars in the shot. I don't like cars in the shot. You know, I don't even like to show my van that much, unless I'm driving around and having a good time and seeing little towns and doing stuff. That's fun. But just seeing them parked there, nah, I don't like it. And so, and putting a roof here, just I don't feel like it's good. I mean, I could put a small roof off the back of the view and then have something, some other use for it, something, but I don't know. I think it's too difficult. Which leaves this area as use unknown. I do think we should probably flatten this, and that's a shovel job. Make it so that we, you know, leave space around the trees and stuff, but this is a flatter area, and all the way back to where the tiles, those will get moved out and used for something. We are above where the doghouse is, and so we need to make a ramp that goes down, partly around, it's already there, partly around the circle, and then